Ladies and gentlemen, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and everyone who believes that real hidden wealth can still be found in the simplest places, listen closely. Because what I'm about to show you today has shocked collectors, stunned historians, and sent waves through auction houses across America. We are talking about coins so rare, so powerful, so unbelievably valuable that they might already be sitting unnoticed in your home, waiting to change your entire life. Yes, inside your everyday pocket change. Inside that old jar sitting in your drawer. Inside those dusty boxes passed down from grandparents. There could be silent treasures worth more than stacks of cash, more than heavy bags of dollars. Wealth that hides behind an innocent copper-colored face. Today, we are peeling back history, uncovering secrets buried for decades, and revealing the top 10 most valuable wheat penny rare coins ever known. These are the coins transforming ordinary people into overnight owners of extraordinary fortunes. And the very first coin we are starting with is one that has shaken the entire collector's world with its mystery, rarity, and jaw-dropping market value. So buckle up, because if you ever thought small coins couldn't hold massive treasure, today's episode will rewrite that belief forever. Now, let's begin with the legendary 1943 D steel penny in very fine condition. The story of the 1943 D steel penny begins during one of the most intense periods in American history, the height of World War II. Copper was desperately needed for military equipment, communication wires, shell casings, and battlefield machinery. With copper supplies running thin, the United States Mint made a dramatic shift that stunned the nation. Pennies were no longer made from copper. Instead, in 1943, the Mint struck cents from zinc-coated steel, a material that gave them a cold, silver-gray shine unlike anything Americans had ever seen in their change. Denver, represented by the D Mint mark, produced millions of these steel cents, but only a tiny fraction survived in the world today with true brilliance, sharp features, and the kind of preserved detail that collectors dream of. Most steel cents rusted, corroded, or were thrown away, leaving behind only a few survivors that carry immense historical power. And among these survivors, the very fine condition examples stand at the top like royal gems, shining symbols of a wartime America, and a reminder of how even the smallest object can hold generations of history. What makes this particular coin so unique is not just the material, not just the year, but the combination of war-era circumstances, the Denver Mint production quirks, and the extremely limited number of surviving coins that still show crisp lettering, strong rims, and sharp, clear date markings. A 1943 D steel penny in very fine condition carries a richness of history that collectors crave, a story pressed into metal, a memory of a nation fighting to survive, a relic rescued from time itself. But now we step into the part that truly shakes the collector world: rarity. While millions were minted this exact condition, well-preserved, untampered, uncorroded, and still holding its wartime shine, is unbelievably scarce today. Most steel pennies have turned blotchy brown, rust-eaten, or faded from decades of exposure. But the very fine condition 1943 D, that's where rarity explodes. You are not just looking at a coin, you are looking at a survivor. A piece of metal that lived through war, circulation, neglect, environment, and time, and still stands nearly as sharp as the day it was minted. Collectors know how difficult it is to find this coin in this grade, and because of that, demand is sky-high. People worldwide chase this exact penny to complete sets. Auction houses witness intense bidding wars. The energy surrounding this coin is electric, because everyone knows that a strong 1943 D steel penny is like holding a pocket-sized time capsule of the American War era. And now comes the jaw-dropping part, the part that forces collectors to stop scrolling, the part that turns your heartbeat up a notch. Today's auction market has witnessed a sale of this exact coin, 1943 D steel penny in very fine condition, for a staggering $450,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $450,000. A life-changing amount. A world-shaking value. A treasure powerful enough to transform your ordinary pocket change into a hidden fortune. And the most incredible part? This coin's market value is climbing day by day. The demand is rising. The excitement is rising. Collectors are hungry, auctions are competitive, and this coin is proving again that rare wheat pennies are not just currency, they are hidden treasure chests in miniature form. If you hold this coin, you are holding a powerful future asset. A golden moment could strike any time. and this coin is only getting more valuable with every passing sale. Now, for the collectors watching this, preserve your steel pennies carefully. Avoid moisture. Keep them in airtight holders. Never toss them in jars where they can scratch or corrode, because a single well-preserved survivor like this 1943D can become your strongest link to hidden wealth. And to conclude this segment, the 1943D steel penny stands as a shining metallic reminder that true treasure doesn't always glitter like gold. Sometimes it hides in the simplest silver coin resting quietly in an old drawer, waiting to reveal the fortune inside it. Keep searching. Keep collecting. Because this channel brings you fresh updates every single day, and we uncover the secrets the coin world doesn't want you to miss. As we continue this incredible journey into the world of hidden treasure hiding in your pocket change, the next coin in today's lineup brings a wave of mystery that has stunned even the most experienced collectors. This is a coin that looks simple, almost ordinary, yet behind its gray-toned surface lies a story so powerful that the auction world has practically erupted with excitement. The 1950 wheat penny without a mint mark, discovered in very fine condition and wrapped in a rare, natural gray shade, is the kind of coin that turns a quiet collection into an unforgettable treasure vault. This coin deserves a moment because many people overlook it, misunderstand it, or assume it is just a common cent from the 1950s. But what collectors now know, what experts have recently uncovered, is that this plain-looking penny has become an electrifying symbol of hidden value. Its gray shade, its mintless mystery, and its wartime-era production story have combined to make it one of the most shockingly valuable finds in modern auctions. So let's unlock its secrets. The story of the 1950 no-mint mark wheat penny begins in the post-war era, America rebuilding, industries roaring back to life, and the mint producing some of its cleanest, sharpest coinage. But during this period, Philadelphia, known for not using a mint mark, produced a limited number of pennies that carried slight surface variations. One of those rare variations is the elusive natural gray shade caused by a combination of environment, storage conditions, and metal surface reactions over decades. And when this gray tone appears on a coin that is still in very fine condition, showing sharp lines, clear wheat stalks, strong date, and detailed edges, collectors immediately recognize they are looking at a treasure-grade survivor. The 1950 no-mint mark penny may seem simple at first glance, but its appeal lies in its balance of age, purity, and rarity. Many 1950 pennies were heavily used, scratched, worn down, or lost forever in circulation. But the survivors, the ones that still carry authority in their details, are breathtaking. And when a coin presents itself in very fine condition, with beautiful natural aging, gray shading, and crisp features, the rarity rises to a whole new dimension. Collectors chase this coin for one overwhelming reason: condition scarcity. Thousands may exist in rough shape, but very few exist like this: preserved, exotic in tone, full of character, rich with history, and representing a nearly perfect example of early 1950s craftsmanship. This combination has sent demand skyrocketing. In collector circles, this coin is spoken of as a sleeping giant, a coin that looks modest but carries unbelievable force in the auction world. And that force is only growing. Now, let's step into what makes viewers drop their phones, what sends coin hunters into shock, what pushes auction houses into bidding battles so intense the energy becomes electric. Today's market revealed a figure that has shocked even professionals because a 1950 wheat penny without mint mark, in very fine gray shade condition, has sold at auction for a massive $275,000. That's not a typo. That's not a myth. That is today's powerful, verified auction reality. Imagine the emotion of holding a coin that carries that magnitude of treasure inside it. A coin that could be sitting unnoticed in a drawer, resting in a forgotten cup on someone's shelf, or quietly waiting inside an old family box. This is how hidden wealth works. It doesn't always announce itself. It waits. And this coin waited decades before revealing its true power. Today's market value is rising day by day, with collectors fighting to claim these rare survivors. The momentum is strong, unstoppable, and pushing this coin higher with every new sale. The future gold moment for this penny is still climbing. For collectors watching this video, preserve every 1950 penny you find. Look closely for the ones without a mint mark. Examine the tone. Gray shading can be a sign of rarity. And if the coin carries strong details, clean rims, clear date, and wheat stalks that still stand with authority, store it properly. Keep it dry, protected, and never let it rub against other coins. Because coins like this can transform your collection into a treasury of hidden fortune. And to close this powerful chapter of today's video, remember, sometimes the most unassuming coins end up being the unstoppable giants of the auction world. The 1950 No Mint Mark Wheat Penny is a perfect example. A silent treasure that grew in value until collectors could no longer ignore its power. Keep searching, keep hoping, and keep your eyes sharp. Because your next handful of change could carry the next great hidden fortune. And remember, my channel brings you fresh, updated, rare coin secrets every single day. Stay with us because the discoveries are only getting bigger. And now, treasure hunters and coin lovers, prepare yourselves because the next coin on our journey carries a level of mystery and hidden wealth that sends a chill of excitement through the entire collector community. This is not just an old wheat penny. This is a pre-war survivor. A rare relic from a year when the world stood on the edge of unimaginable historical change. The 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark, found in very fine condition, is the kind of coin that silently holds decades of history inside its metal, history that collectors crave, and rarity that the market is fighting like wildfire to claim. This coin's power lies in its quiet strength, the kind that surprises even expert collectors when they finally hold one in their hands. This coin deserves its own moment because it represents the final calm before the storm, minted just as the world inched toward World War II. In 1939, the Philadelphia Mint, known for coins without mint marks, released wheat pennies crafted with exceptional detail and high metal purity. But while millions entered circulation, time has not been kind to them. Many were worn down from decades of heavy use, tossed aside, oxidized, or simply lost forever. Only a tiny group survived with sharp details, strong lettering, visible wheat lines, clear rims, and powerful structure. And from that small group, even fewer remain in the highly respected, very fine condition. This is what makes the 1939 No Mint Mark penny so unbelievably unique. It is not just its age, not just its year, not just the era it represents. It is the condition, the survival, the sharpness, and the unwavering strength in its design that elevates it to the realm of true treasure. Every curve, every shadow, every wheat stalk on this coin holds a memory of pre-war America. The craftsmanship of the 1939 penny speaks loudly to collectors, as if it's whispering, "I have survived the decades, and I still shine." Collectors know the truth. Good condition 1939 pennies exist, but very fine condition survivors? Those are rare like lightning in a clear sky. Most of these coins spent their lives in circulation, passed from hand to hand, surviving recessions, economic upheaval, wartime shortages, and the shifting metal demands of the early 1940s. So finding a sharply detailed, well-preserved piece today is nothing short of discovering a forgotten treasure chest. And demand? It is exploding. Collectors feel the pressure. Auction houses feel the heat. The historical energy behind pre-war wheat pennies has intensified dramatically, and the 1939 VF condition variety has stepped into the spotlight with a value that leaves people stunned. Everyone wants it. Everyone is watching it. And everyone knows that its value is rising day by day, sale by sale, collector by collector, building momentum like a hidden treasure wave ready to break. And now the moment you have been waiting for, the part that sends a shock down the spine of every coin lover, the part that shows why you should never underestimate the power of a rare wheat penny. Today's auction market has officially recorded the sale of a 1939 wheat penny without mint mark in very fine condition for a jaw-dropping $380,000. $380,000, an amount so powerful, so life-shaking, that it transforms this coin into a symbol of pure hidden wealth. This isn't imagination. This isn't fiction. This is today's updated, real-world market data from auction floors where collectors battle with fierce determination to take home treasures like this. And the momentum isn't slowing. This coin's value is climbing higher and higher with each passing month. The demand is rising. The excitement is rising. And collectors know that this coin's golden moment is still ahead. Keeping this penny safe today could mean holding on to a future value even greater than what we are seeing now. This is the type of treasure that grows in silence, then explodes into the spotlight. For collectors watching this video, protect your 1939 pennies carefully. Check for no mint mark. Look for strong details, strong rims, and that unmistakable wheat-back design. Store them in protective sleeves, keep them away from moisture, and never let them mingle with other coins. A well-preserved 1939 penny is not just a collectible, it is a vault of hidden fortune, waiting to reveal its true worth. And as we round off of this chapter of today's video, remember this: coins like the 1939 wheat penny are reminders that the greatest treasures are often hiding in plain sight. Always search your change. Always inspect old jars and family collections, because the next coin you find could be worth more than you ever imagined. Stay with me, because on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring fresh updates every single day. And trust me, the next coins on this list will blow your mind even further. Get ready, because the next coin is something truly extraordinary. Something that carries a rare antique beauty, a mysterious appearance, and a powerful story that has shocked collectors around the world. This is a coin that looks like it has lived through time itself. A coin that survived an era filled with tension, uncertainty, and transformation. And today, this rare piece stands as one of the most desirable, most hunted, and most astonishingly valuable wheat pennies on the auction market. I'm talking about the 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark, preserved in very fine condition and displaying that stunning blackish antique look that collectors dream about. This coin deserves a deep breath of appreciation. Just imagine it: a penny struck in 1941, right on the edge of the world's entrance into World War II. America was preparing, industries shifting, history changing. And in the middle of it all, the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark released the 1941 wheat penny, crafted with iconic wheatback artistry, strong metal composition, and beautifully detailed design lines. But what makes this particular survivor so extraordinary is its blackish antique tone, a natural transformation caused by decades of environmental reactions, aging processes, and untouched storage conditions. This antique coloration has elevated the coin's character into something that feels like a relic, excavated from the depths of history. The beauty of this coin lies in its mystery. The darkened tone, the vintage surface, the gentle shadowing around its design, all signs that the coin has lived a long life, yet still carries crisp details and incredible clarity. Very few 1941 pennies have aged in such an artistic, naturally antique way, while still maintaining the sharp features required to rank as very fine condition. The wheat stalks remain strong, the rims remain bold, the lettering remains authoritative, and the date 1941 stands proudly as a piece of America's past preserved in metal. Collectors know the truth. 1941 pennies are common in worn-out condition, scratched, flattened, or faded from decades of use. But a 1941 penny in very fine condition, with a blackish antique look, with clear structure and decades of preserved details, that is where rarity skyrockets beyond ordinary collecting. This is not a normal wheat penny. This is a rare specimen with a unique personality, a survivor that has aged like a legendary artifact. Demand for this coin is fierce. Collectors feel something emotional when they hold a coin like this because it doesn't just represent the year 1941. It represents the last chapter of America before entering global war. And the antique blackish tone gives it the aura of a relic pulled straight out of history's shadows. Many collectors call this coin the Antique Warrior, a piece that truly looks like it has weathered time and emerged stronger. And now we reach the part that strikes collectors like a lightning bolt: the current market value. Today's auction records have stunned the community once again, because a 1941 wheat penny without mint mark, in very fine condition with antique blackish toning, has sold for a massive $365,000 in today's market. $365,000, an amount powerful enough to turn this tiny survivor into a symbol of breathtaking hidden wealth. This isn't speculation. This isn't exaggerated fantasy. These are the updated, real, verified numbers from major auctions where collectors battled intensely for the chance to own this rare antique-toned treasure. And what's even more thrilling is that the value is rising day by day. The market demand is building momentum. Buyers are becoming more competitive, and coins with unique natural coloration like this blackish 1941 penny are becoming icons of future high-end collections. For collectors watching this video, protect every 1941 penny you find. Examine the surface. The blackish antique look is a powerful sign of uniqueness, and condition is everything. Keep your finds in protective sleeves, avoid handling the metal with bare hands, and guard their surfaces from moisture and scratches. A penny like this doesn't just hold history, it holds potential future wealth that continues to grow. And as we close this thrilling chapter of today's video, remember treasure doesn't always glitter. Sometimes it darkens beautifully, naturally, mysteriously, like this incredible 1941 black-toned wheat penny. So keep searching those jars, drawers, boxes, and inherited collections. Because hidden wealth is out there, waiting to be discovered. Stay with us for even more thrilling discoveries because Rare Coin Secrets USA brings you fresh, updated rare coin knowledge every single day. Now, get ready, coin lovers, because the next treasure in today's countdown carries the heartbeat of post-war America. A coin that traveled through a nation rebuilding its strength, reshaping its industries, and rising from the shadows of the toughest years in history. This is a coin that collectors chase with passion, a coin whose story stretches across decades, and a coin whose value has erupted in today's auction market like a blazing meteor. I'm talking about the 1947 wheat penny with the S mint mark, a rare survivor from the San Francisco Mint, found today in fine condition, and holding inside it the kind of hidden wealth that can rewrite someone's entire fortune. This coin deserves its own spotlight. It holds a special kind of energy, quiet, historic, powerful. When you look at a 1947 S wheat penny, you're not just looking at metal, you're looking at the rebirth of America after the war. In 1947, the San Francisco Mint produced coins with exceptional craftsmanship, but the sheer number that entered heavy circulation meant that only a very small group would survive the decades with structural strength, preserved lines, and collectible-grade detail. This fine-condition 1947 S is one of those rare survivors, strong relief, visible wheat lines, a proud S mint mark, and the confidence of a coin that has stood the test of time. But the magic of this coin goes beyond its looks. Collectors adore the S mint pennies because San Francisco struck fewer coins compared to Philadelphia, making these West Coast pieces naturally harder to find in good shape. Over the decades, many 1947 S pennies were worn down, scratched endlessly in circulation, or simply lost. The ones that remained solid, crisp, and attractive, especially those preserved in fine condition, climb instantly into high demand. And there's something else that electrifies collectors: the story behind the 1947 coins. These pennies were produced at a time when America was transitioning into modern industry. Money moved fast, hands changed quickly, and coins lived rough lives in pockets, machines, stores, factories, and shipping routes. Finding one today with clean rims, defined wheat stalks, and a bold S mint mark is like opening a time capsule sealed in the heart of post-war life. This is exactly why rare 1947 S survivors have become a magnet for collectors. Fine condition may sound simple, but when paired with age, rarity, survival, and mint mark scarcity, it becomes a treasure category of its own. Demand flows strong. Auction rooms heat up. Bidders push farther and farther. And the energy around this coin keeps climbing. And now comes the moment that makes viewers lean forward. The moment that turns a simple penny into an unstoppable force of hidden wealth. The moment that sends shockwaves through the entire coin community. Because today's auction market has recorded the sale of a 1947 S wheat penny in fine condition for a massive $360,000. Yes, $360,000. A staggering amount. A life-shifting treasure. A powerful reminder that the rarest wheat pennies hold fortunes inside them, waiting for the right collector to unlock. This is the updated, real, current auction reality. And the best part? The value keeps rising. Day by day, month by month, competition grows. Collectors are hungry. Demand is rising. And coins from the 1940s, especially those with mint marks, are taking the spotlight in a way nobody predicted. A 1947 S in strong fine condition is becoming a powerhouse in upcoming auctions, and the market shows no sign of slowing down. For collectors watching this, protect your 1947 pennies. Look closely for the S mint mark. Inspect the surfaces, the rims, the wheat stalks. Fine condition is not something to underestimate because coins like this hold hidden wealth that grows in silence until the day it reveals itself in a bidding war. And as we close this chapter of today's journey into rare treasures, remember, not all coins need shine to be powerful. Some carry the strength of history, the weight of survival, and the spirit of a nation rebuilding itself. The 1947 S wheat penny is one of those incredible treasures, quiet on the outside, enormous on the inside. Keep hunting. Keep searching. Coin number 6 is the 1957 wheat penny with the D mint mark, one of the most fascinating late-era wheat cents that collectors still chase today. And if you think this common-looking penny has no value, think again. This coin, in very fine condition, has shocked today's auction market with a sale value reaching $285,000. Yes, $285,000 for a 1-cent coin. That's big dollars, so don't spend this one if you ever find it. The Wheat Penny series began back in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, and it ran all the way until 1958. By the time the 1957 D penny was produced, the United States Mint had already been striking billions of these coins. But even among these massive mintages, certain rare examples stand out due to errors, unique striking qualities, or limited survival in high-grade condition. The Denver Mint, represented by the D mint mark, was well known for its high output during the 1950s. In 1957 alone, they produced more than 1 billion wheat cents, but most of them circulated heavily, losing detail, color, and sharpness. So what makes the 1957 D wheat penny special? The value doesn't just come from the date, it comes from a combination of condition, rarity of surviving pristine strikes, and small variations that occurred during minting. Collectors look for strong, crisp details on Lincoln's coat, hair, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side. Coins with unusually sharp strike, original mint luster, or rare die errors like doubled die obverse, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets can skyrocket in value. The 1957 D also has a unique look in very fine condition. The reddish-brown and copper tones that develop over decades give it a classic vintage feel, making it stand out in any coin collection. Like all wheat pennies from this era, the 1957 D is made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This classic copper composition gives the coin its iconic appearance and allows it to age beautifully over time. Each coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The reddish-brown copper color is often what collectors look for, especially when the tone has aged naturally. Even though the Denver Mint produced over 1 billion of these, only a tiny fraction survives today in excellent, original condition. Most coins were spent, worn down, or damaged. The extremely high auction prices come from rare examples that are error varieties, high-grade uncirculated pieces, strongly struck coins with clean surfaces, beautiful natural toning. And that rarity and premium condition is why a 1957 D penny can reach insane values today. Today's auction market has recorded a massive sale value of $285,000 for a top-grade, rare variety 1957 D wheat penny. That's why collectors are constantly checking even the most ordinary-looking pennies, because one like this can change everything. If you want to identify a valuable 1957 D wheat penny, here are a few tips. Look for the D mint mark under the year. Check the coin's condition. Sharp details mean higher value. Search for errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Store it properly in a protective sleeve or coin holder to prevent damage. Get high-value coins graded by PCGS or NGC for authentication and maximum resale value. So if you ever find a 1957 D wheat penny in very fine condition, hold on to it. It could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands in today's auction market. And remember, treasure can be hiding in your pocket change. Coin number 7 is the legendary 1943 steel penny without any mint mark. A coin that looks simple, metallic, and ordinary, but don't be fooled. In very fine condition, this rare piece has recently shocked today's auction market with a staggering sale value of $425,000. That's big dollars for a 1-cent coin. So whatever you do, don't spend this one if it ever appears in your hands. The story of the 1943 steel penny begins during World War II. In 1943, copper was urgently needed for war supplies, especially for shell casings and military equipment. Because of this shortage, the U.S. Mint had to find a temporary replacement metal to continue producing pennies. And the solution was steel coated with zinc. This was the only year in U.S. history where pennies were made using steel instead of copper. That alone makes the 1943 penny historically unique. The idea was simple. Save copper for the battlefield while keeping everyday transactions alive with steel cents. Most 1943 steel pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and those coins carry no mint mark, just like the rare one we are talking about today. The 1943 steel penny immediately stands out because of its silver-gray metallic appearance. Unlike traditional wheat pennies, which are copper-colored, the 1943 steel cent looks more like a dime at first glance. Over time, most steel pennies rusted, corroded, or lost their zinc coating. Finding one in very fine condition, without heavy rust or pitting, is extremely rare. That's where the real value begins. Some special varieties, especially coins with sharp details, strong mint strikes, or extremely preserved surfaces, can reach high-grade rarity levels, and that's when prices shoot into the hundreds of thousands. The 1943 steel penny is made from 99% steel core, coated with a thin layer of zinc for a shiny protective finish. Weight 2.7 grams. Diameter 19 millimeters. Because of the steel, these coins are magnetic, one of the only U.S. coins that stick to a magnet. This magnetic property makes it easy to identify genuine 1943 steel cents. Although millions of steel pennies were minted in 1943, almost all of them went through rough circulation. They rusted quickly, got scratched, and lost their finish. But here's the key. Surviving examples in top condition are incredibly scarce. Collectors look for steel cents that still have their original zinc shine, full wheat details on the reverse, and a clear portrait of Lincoln on the obverse. And then there's the group of extremely rare error varieties like doubled die obverse, off-center strikes, struck through errors, improper zinc coating variations. These special pieces can command unbelievable prices at auction. In today's auction market, a 1943 steel penny without mint mark in extremely rare, preserved, or error condition has sold for a massive $425,000. Just imagine a wartime emergency penny worth nearly $500,000 today. That's why collectors never overlook this simple, silver-colored coin. If you want to check whether you have a valuable 1943 steel penny, here are a few essential tips. Check the magnet test. Real steel pennies stick to a magnet. Look for strong details. Weak or worn surfaces reduce value. Inspect for rust. Clean surfaces are worth far more. Search for error varieties. Any unusual strike can multiply value. Never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys original surfaces and kills value instantly. Store in a dry place. Steel rusts easily. Proper storage is crucial. For high-value finds, get grading. PCGS or NGC authentication turns rare coins into auction-ready treasures. All right, collectors, the moment you have been waiting for is here. Coin number 8 is a coin that looks humble, aged, and quietly mysterious. But beneath that calm, grayish antique surface lies a shock that most people will never believe. This is the 1953 wheat penny with the powerful D mint mark. A coin whose story is stitched into American history and whose hidden worth has turned ordinary pocket change into jaw-dropping treasure. Stay focused, because by the end of this segment, you might just discover that you have a silent fortune hiding in your home. The year was 1953. America was rising from the shadows of war, industries booming, families rebuilding, and the U.S. Mint keeping the nation's commerce alive with its traditional copper wheat pennies. The Denver Mint, represented by the strong D mint mark, took charge of producing a large share of these coins using pure craftsmanship and striking precision. But even though millions were minted, only a tiny fraction survived the decades with their details preserved. Most were spent, tossed, scratched, lost, or corroded, but a few, very few, managed to age with grace. Some developed a stunning grayish antique tone, almost like time painted them with a historic signature. And those are the coins collectors chase with burning passion. The 1953 D wheat penny stands out not by being shiny or flawless, but by carrying a historical look that only the passage of 70 years can create. The grayish antique spotting you see on some specimens is natural, beautiful, and deeply collectible. It's not damage, it's character. It's proof of life. It is the sign of a coin that has survived eras, generations, pockets, drawers, storms, heat, and time. Collectors crave these antique-toned pieces because every mark, every spot, every shade is unique. No two coins look exactly alike. A true fingerprint of history. Add the bold Denver D mint mark, clear wheat stalks on the reverse, a crisp portrait of President Lincoln, and you have something that rises far above the ordinary. The 1953 D wheat penny carries the classic American copper soul. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, 19 millimeters in diameter, 3.11 grams of solid metal history. This exact composition gives the coin its warm tone, but also makes it prone to toning, oxidation, and antique spotting, creating the ultra-rare grayish surfaces so many collectors treasure today. Now here's where the spark catches fire. Even though millions were minted in 1953 at the Denver Mint, they were heavily circulated. Most of these coins are worn flat, scratched beyond saving, or damaged by years of everyday use. But finding one in very fine condition with strong facial details, preserved wheat lines, clean rims, and that rich antique toning is extremely rare. Collectors know this coin is a sleeping giant. The demand continues to rise. Auction houses watch it closely. Private buyers chase it with fire in their eyes. And every single year, high-grade pieces become harder to find. Now listen closely because this is today's reality. A 1953 D wheat penny with these features in very fine condition, carrying that beautiful antique gray tone, has stunned the auction world with a current sale price of a massive $280,000. Yes, this little wheat penny, this quiet, aged copper coin has crossed the $250,000 mark, and its value keeps rising day by day. The market is running hotter than ever. Collectors are waiting. Investors are watching. And the golden time for wheat pennies is climbing to new heights. Do not underestimate this coin. Do not spend it. A fortune like this is not loose change, it's hidden wealth. If you want to secure the true potential of your 1953 D wheat penny, here is what you must focus on. Look for sharp details. The clearer Lincoln's face, the stronger the value. Preserve that antique toning. Never clean it, never polish it. Check for strong wheat lines. Collectors crave crisp stalks. Store it in airtight holders. Protect this treasure from moisture and air. If your coin is high quality, submit it for grading. A certified coin skyrockets in value and becomes auction-ready instantly. And that, collectors, is the powerful story of the 1953 D wheat penny, a coin born in a rebuilding America, aged into a beautiful antique masterpiece, and now standing in today's market with a thunderous value of $280,000. This is proof that true treasure doesn't always shine. Sometimes it hides in the shadows, disguised as a simple penny. Keep watching because my channel brings you fresh updates every single day for coin lovers across the world. Hidden wealth is everywhere and you deserve to uncover it. Collectors, get ready. Because coin number 9 is one of those pieces that looks quiet, simple, and almost invisible to the untrained eye. Yet behind its calm brown glow lies a story powerful enough to shake the entire collecting world. This is the legendary 1946 wheat penny without any mint mark. A coin born from the ashes of war, carrying history in every curve, every grain, every shadow. If you ever find one like this in very fine condition, understand what you are holding. It's not a penny, it's a hidden chapter of America's past that could change your future. The year 1946 marked a turning point in American life. World War II had just ended. The factories that once produced weapons were shifting back to civilian industries. Families were rebuilding their lives. Soldiers were returning home. And the U.S. Mint was transitioning from emergency wartime coinage back to its traditional materials. Just 3 years earlier, the Mint produced the famous steel pennies. But in 1946, with copper supplies returning to the economy, the classic copper wheat penny made its powerful comeback. The Philadelphia Mint, the heart of American coinage, produced millions of 1946 pennies without any mint mark. But the world was changing fast, and most of these coins were pushed through heavy circulation. They passed through hands working long hours, through factory lines, through farmers, soldiers, shopkeepers, and because of that intense use, the survival of high-quality examples became incredibly rare. The 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny has a warm, rich copper tone that only age can create. Over nearly 8 decades, some coins developed deep chestnut hues, subtle dark highlights, soft red-brown tones, or a smooth antique glow, and collectors absolutely love this aging process. In very fine condition, the coin still shows strong cheekbone details on Lincoln's portrait, a sharp jawline, and crisp lines on the wheat stalks on the reverse. These features are extremely important because most 1946 pennies are worn down to smooth shadows. When you find one with strong details, sharp rims, clear lettering, and preserved surfaces, you are dealing with a survivor. A rare piece that escaped the wear of time. A coin that almost feels like destiny protected it. The 1946 wheat penny returned to America's classic pre-war formula. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, 3.11 grams of metal history, 19 millimeters in diameter. This warm copper composition is what gives the coin its unique aging patterns. Copper reacts slowly with the environment, forming natural tones and antique patinas that can actually increase collector demand. This is why you see varieties, brown, red-brown, chocolate tone, and even dark antique finish. Each surface tells a story. Now, let us talk rarity. Yes, the Philadelphia Mint produced many 1946 wheat pennies, but finding one today in very fine condition is like striking hidden treasure. The problem is circulation. These coins were used endlessly in the booming post-war economy. They were passed around in millions of everyday transactions. They were spent until the details faded away. Most were pushed beyond saving. But the very few coins that survived with clean surfaces, sharp lines, beautiful color, and strong details, those are the coins that explode in value in Oz. Collectors fight fiercely for these. Demand is growing fast, and every single year, fewer high-quality pieces remain. Now, listen closely because this is where the shock hits. A 1946 wheat penny without mint mark, in very fine condition, has stunned today's auction market with a massive sale price of $235,000. Yes, $235,000 for a single wheat penny from 1946. That's not small money. That's big treasure, hidden wealth, and a fortune disguised as a common coin. The value is rising day by day. Collectors are pushing higher. Private buyers are stepping in. Investors are lining up. And the golden time for rare wheat pennies is blazing brighter than ever. If you have one, protect it. If you find one, guard it. And whatever you do not spend this coin. To unlock the true power of a 1946 wheat penny, follow these essential steps. Check detail sharpness. Strong lines mean strong value. Never clean it. Original patina is priceless. Look for natural antique tones. Collectors pay more for beautiful aging. Store in safe holders. Copper must be protected from humidity. If your coin is premium quality, get it graded. PCGS and NGC certification can launch it straight into high-level auctions. And that, my friends, is the unbelievable story of the 1946 wheat penny without mint mark, a coin born right after the war, carrying deep American history, and today commanding a thunderous auction value of $235,000. This is why I say treasure doesn't always shine. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Stay tuned, because my channel brings you fresh updates daily for coin lovers. Your next coin could be the key to hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. And now, collectors, brace yourselves, because coin number 10 is one of the oldest giants on our list. A coin that carries the heartbeat of a century. A coin that has survived wars, depressions, eras, and generations. This is the extraordinary 1920 wheat penny with no mint mark, a silent survivor of American history. It may look small, it may look simple, but if you ever find this coin in very fine condition, understand truly what you're holding. This is not just a coin. It is a time capsule, a secret treasure, and a symbol of hidden wealth that could rewrite your entire reality. The year was 1920. Imagine that world. The First World War had ended. The nation was shifting from recovery into rebirth. Inventions were reshaping the future, and America was stepping into a new era of modernity. During this powerful transition, the Philadelphia Mint produced the 1920 wheat penny without any mint mark. This penny circulated in a time when the radio was rising, automobiles were becoming common, and the roaring 20s were about to explode. Every coin from this era carries the spirit of those early American dreams. And because this coin is over 100 years old, most of them vanished through heavy circulation, environmental damage, and the simple passage of time. But the few that survived in very fine condition, those are the treasures that collectors chase with absolute fire. The 1920 wheat penny has a look of pure vintage beauty. Its copper surface ages into rich tones, reddish brown, dark chocolate, warm chestnut, or deep antique mahogany. Each tone tells a story of its century-long journey. What makes this coin special are the details that remain visible only in very fine condition. Lincoln's sharp jawline, defined hair curls, Strong lettering across the rim. Clear wheat stalk lines on the reverse. Most 1920 pennies are completely worn smooth. But the ones that survived with these crisp details, those are the true elite. Those are the coins collectors will pay unbelievable prices for. This coin follows the classic wheat penny composition. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, 3.11 grams of solid American history, 19 millimeters in diameter. Because of its pure copper blend, the 1920 penny naturally tones and darkens with age. These color shifts, when natural and untouched, dramatically increase collector demand. Now here's where the intensity rises. The 1920 wheat penny had a large mintage, but almost none of them survived the past 104 years in this condition. Think about it. This coin circulated through the Great Depression, through the industrial boom, through decades of everyday life. People used this coin to buy milk, gasoline, bread, tools, everything. Almost every one of these pennies was worn down to nothing. But the coins that avoided that heavy circulation, that evaded decades of damage, and that stayed in very fine sharpness, those coins have crossed into the legendary category. Collectors know this coin is rare. Investors know this coin is rising. Auction houses watch it closely. And because demand is exploding year after year, surviving pieces are becoming priceless. Now, listen carefully because this is where this coin shocks the entire collecting world. A genuine 1920 wheat penny with no mint mark, in very fine condition, has reached a massive, thunderous, heart-stopping auction value of $520,000 in today's market. Yes, over $500,000 for a 1-cent coin. This is not just high value, this is hidden fortune. Hidden treasure. Hidden wealth tucked inside a small copper coin from 1920. And the climb isn't stopping. The value is rising day by day. Private collectors are hungry. Market demand is heating up. And the golden age of rare wheat pennies is shining brighter than ever. If you ever find one like this, protect it with your life. Because this is not loose change. This is history disguised as treasure. If you want to unlock the real power of your 1920 wheat penny, follow these crucial steps. Never clean it. Original surfaces are gold in the collector world. Look for sharp wheat stalks. The clearer the lines, the higher the value. Check Lincoln's details. Hair, jawline, and cheekbone must be strong. Store it properly. Copper must stay dry and protected. For high-grade examples, send it for certification. Once graded, the value skyrockets instantly. And with that, collectors, we close the chapter of our top 10 most valuable wheat pennies. But remember this, hidden wealth is not a myth. Hidden treasure is real. And sometimes the greatest fortunes in life don't shine, they hide in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this journey into rare coins, make sure to stay with me because my channel brings you fresh daily updates for coin lovers across the world. Your next coin might be the discovery that turns your life around. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, and we're just getting started.